Hello everybody, Nugget Noir here. It is so good to see you guys again. How are you all doing? Today, I wanted to do something a little bit different. I wanted to talk about some of my most favorite remakes and remasters, and also some of my least favorite remakes and remasters. I have so many remakes that I enjoy, but there's also a ton I also despise as well. So, to narrow it down and to make it easier for myself, I decided to make a top 5 of each. I haven't done top 5 before, so this is going to be a lot of fun. Hope you guys enjoy. This is my top 5 worst and best remakes. Let's go. Number 5. The Wicker Man. Oh my gosh, why does this remake exist? The original film came out in 1973 and it was directed by Robin Hardy. And the original was a very chilling thing to watch. Basically, the plot revolves around Sargent Howie, played brilliantly by Christofer Lee, who arrives on a small island in order to investigate the disappearance of a young little girl. I love the original because it had a very good contrast to it. Christofer Lee's character was very religious and very strict, only to arrive to an island that has people freely going around doing their own thing, and this horrified him. It literally made him enemies with the islanders right off the bat, and it already put him on edge. But he didn't want to leave because he was so determined to help that little girl. I really liked his character in the original. And then Nicolas Cage showed up.
What's in the bag? A shark or something?
Put that back!
Sorry, you're gonna have to bear with me. How'd it get burned? How'd it get burned? How'd it get burned? How'd it get burned?
What is it? What's wrong, sister?
Oh, no, not the beast! Not the beast!
Gosh, this film, like, Nicolas Cage is just so funny to watch. Like, look at the scene comparison, for example. The reason why this remake in particular is so low on the list is that it makes me laugh every time I see it, because they missed the mark so bad. So what went wrong? People, if you want to go actually see a really good horror film, go watch the original. It's much more chilling. This, on the other hand, I kind of recommend it as well, weirdly enough. It'll give you a good laugh, because it surely did for me. Number 4. The Day the Earth Stood Still. I love the original Day the Earth Stood Still so much. The original film was so influential because it shows the fear and paranoia people had at that time. People were afraid of the unknown, and it was affecting everyone around the globe. And the original just had this very eerie tone to it, but it was also hopeful at the same time. The original came out in 1951, directed by Robert Wise. Batu in the original was played perfectly by Michael Rennie. He played it very sincerely, and it looked like he truly didn't want to hurt anyone. He was just a lost alien in this big old world. You kind of felt bad for the guy. He didn't want to hurt anyone, but everyone filled with paranoia and fear immediately grabbed out their guns and wanted to kill him. It was a good message for the original. He just wanted peace, but people were just too scared to think. And then the remake messed it up so bad. Gosh, this film is just horrible. The way that they directed it and some of the scenes, it's just, ugh. Plus, the CGI didn't age it well at all. Ugh, it looks horrible in some places. Klaatu in the remake, played by Keanu Reeves, I feel so bad for Keanu Reeves in this role because this movie was so bad that it almost caused Keanu Reeves' acting career to completely vanish. He retired after this film because it was horrible. And then he was in John Wick, and I'm so glad he was. All I can say is this film just hurt everyone around it. If you are a fan of the original, stay far away from this one. Number 3. Alice in Wonderland. This one hurt, man, because I love the original Alice in Wonderland so much. The original Disney film came out in 1951, and it's definitely one of my most favorite Disney films to date. It's colorful, it's beautiful to look at, the animation is just wonderful, and the story is whimsical, but it can be scary and chaotic sometimes, and that's what I like about it. It just literally makes no sense. And I absolutely adore Alice in the original. Catherine Belmont did a very good job voicing her. She's definitely one of my more favorite Disney characters, and the remake made by Tim Burton just failed so bad. And what made this even more sad is that I was genuinely excited for this film to come out. I love Tim Burton as a director, and some of his movies are some of my most favorite of all time. And seeing Tim Burton become in charge of Alice in Wonderland made me incredibly excited. Some of his concert art looked really cool, and I love his dark style, and I wanted to see what he would do with it. It's bad. It is really bad. Oh my gosh. Everything is so dark and gloomy, and the actress in the remake, Mia Wasikowska? I apologize if I pronounced that wrong. I don't know, it felt like she was sleepwalking through this whole performance, and it really hurt, because I really love Alice as a character.
Oh, no. I'm through with rabbits. I want to go home. But I can't find my way.
Naturally, that's because you have no way.
What are you doing?
It needs to be purified by someone with evaporating skills, or it will fester and putrefy.
I'd rather you didn't. I'll be fine as soon as I wake up.
Gosh, you want to know what Tim Burton should have done? He should have adapted the game series made by American McGee. You know, Alice and Alice Madness Returns. Those games are so much better and darker. The plot of those games is literally about Alice, who is trapped in an insane asylum, and she has to go inside her own head in order to fix herself. Because as Wonderland breaks down, it's literally her own mind breaking down. It's pretty dark stuff. Tim Burton, why? You know what, if I had one good thing to say about the remake is that I love Johnny Depp as the Hatter. He's great. But everything else, skip this remake. It's horrible! Number 2. Psycho. Man, I love the original Psycho so much. It's definitely one of my most favorite horror films of all time. It came out in 1960 and it was directed by the legendary Alfred Hitchcock. For people who haven't seen it yet, I do not want to spoil the ending because that will ruin everything. Every movie that has a twist in it owes everything to Psycho. Yeah, because plot twist came out before Psycho, but this is the one that made it the best one. Anthony Perkins as Norman Bates. I love this guy. He's definitely one of my most favorite actors ever. He plays it off so innocently. He feels like a child trapped in a full-grown man's body, and it makes him a very innocent character, and you almost feel bad for him. And then you see the ending, and you're like, oh no. The remake, on the other hand... Gosh... You know what the remake is? It's not a shot-by-shot remake. It's a shot-by-shot massacre of the original. Vince Vaughn as Norman Bates was a mistake. Like, look at this scene comparison, for example. Tell me which one you think is better.
We all go a little mad sometimes. Haven't you?
We all go a little mad sometimes. Haven't you?
Anthony Perkins in the original was just so much more subtle, and Vince Vaughn is just, boom, in your face, I'm crazy. And I'm like, dude, just run. I was literally yelling at the main character, just run, get out of there. I don't understand. The acting in the remake was so off and it wasn't in a good way. Fans of horror, skip this one. Trust me, I'm doing you a favor. Number 1. The Haunting. Oh my gosh. I have a bone to pick with this one. The original film came out in 1963 and was directed by Robert Wise. And, oh, Robert Wise, welcome back to the list. But anyways, this film is one of my most favorite horror films of all time. And to see it butchered like this just makes me mad. Julie Harris in the original, who played Nell, did a fantastic job. Nell was such an innocent character. She was just a young woman who was slowly losing her mind, and you felt bad for her. Every scene she was in, I was like, no, Ghost, just leave her alone. I don't want this to happen to Nell of all characters, and unfortunately it did. And the remake, on the other hand, holy heck. This film is just so bad. They basically took everything that I adored and loved about the original and they just destroyed it. Lily Taylor as Nell did such a bad job. She played it off more as strong and confident instead of being meek and humble like the original. She's supposed to be horrified in the original, not being like, wow, I'm going crazy, this is great. This isn't a good thing, no! I don't understand, The Haunting was one of the most scariest films ever.
Honestly, feels like she's breaking my hand. What? What, no, what? God. Whose hand was I holding?
Oh, who was holding my hand?
Avoid this one like the plague, people. If you really want to go see the remake, I'm not gonna stop you, but if I had one more bad thing to say about this remake, it would be Owen Wilson.
These carvings are really creepy.
Goodness. Oh, I'm glad we're out of the way with the bad ones. Now it's time to get to the remakes that I actually love. Strap in, guys, you're gonna enjoy this one.